Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and by my side, Clark Kellogg and the sharpshooter Steve Kerr. Last outing for the Clippers, it was a loss to Sacramento.
You know, you shoot the ball as poorly as they did that night, you're not going to win many games.
Well, Steve, it's not just difficult to win a game with low shooting percentages like theirs. It's nearly impossible.
And now Washington's starting group. Carter in a two-guard. Pierce and Nene filling up the forward spots. All out there with Kevin Seraphin.
Blake Griffin, arguably the top posterizer in the game. Opponents don't like being embarrassed, and they'll take a hard foul on him if need be. Some have said that Griffin needs to retaliate for his own well-being. He's got to go back at some of those guys.
Paul can't get it to go. And the Wizards with possession. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
But, you know, they don't have anything to be ashamed about from that game. It was a good effort from them all around. They just needed another break or two that just didn't happen.
Yeah, you know, both teams can't win. You know, it comes down to a play or two either way. I thought both deserved to win, but only one could.
And Griffin has said he thought about retaliating for the hard fouls, but he said, Steve, you know, it might be best for me, but getting suspended would be very bad for my team. He had his head on straight, obviously.
Well, yeah, credit him for trying to keep his cool and not get caught up in the moment. But understand that, you know, there's always a two-way street. He oftentimes initiates the contact, and he's such a physical player that he's always going to get caught up and tangled up with other players.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame, and that one's good. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Now it's sent it down to Doris Burke, who is able to catch up with Coach Doc Rivers.
We talked about the problems of facing a player who is athletically gifted like John Wall. He told me that staying in front of him with a solo defender is near impossible. So we'll try to lull him into traps and get him taking shots that he doesn't feel comfortable taking.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
Well, with only one attempt so far falling, this is not looking good. 1 for 4 so far.
Griffin kicks to Paul. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Nobody near Barnes. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Barnes has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. For Washington, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Wall kicks to Pierce. And it's Carter penetrating. That's good.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Now here's Paul. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Sacramento.
He was exquisite in that game, Kevin. It wasn't just the scoring, it was the passing, too. And his teammates, you could tell, were just really enjoying playing with him. A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Redick passes to Barnes. From about 16, again the Clippers.
Well, they've settled into their offense very quickly here today.
Yeah, they're zoned in, making the most out of their possessions here.
Well, this last season was the Clippers' 30th in Los Angeles, and for a team that's long played in the Lakers' shadow, the second season in a row, the Clippers were the best team in L.A.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Clippers leading by 5. Paul outside. From deep. Rebound by the Wizards. Jordan kicks to Redick. Paul outside. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Griffin dishes to Paul. Redick for 3, and he gets it to go. Redick's got 11 points.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Wizards trail by 8. Wall passes to Carter. Outside, Wall. Carter with a screen on Paul. Pierce inside the three-point line, and that comes off the assist by John Wall.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Well, this is the time of year you want to get on a roll. That's what this crew has done. You know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
Well, in tight or outside, these are all very reliable, very consistent shooters. You know, it's a safe option to put the ball in their hands and let them create something for themselves.
I'd say it's beyond a safe option. It's a great option. The ISO play was made for these guys. All they need is just a little room to operate, and you can count it up. Buckets.
Buckets. I like that.
Here's Jordan after Paul Pierce's score. Clock at 6. Jordan kicks to Paul. Paul missing again. Wizards trail by 6. Wall dishes to Carter. Back to Wall. Seraphin kicks to Wall. The three-pointer no good. The Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Here's Reddick. 11 points in the game. Paul kicks to Griffin. Jordan trying to free himself up, and that one's good. Griffin.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
Matt Barnes, really a good glue guy. He rebounds, defends. He's gotten better with his outside shot, and he can really run the lane. And he's always had a toughness and a fearlessness that I think a lot of coaches love.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Jones comes in for Barnes. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Nick Calathes in for Paul. And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Gortat's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. Humphreys comes in for Nene. Bradley Beal's checked in for Paul Pierce. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Griffin's shot is off. And you look at advanced plus-minus measurements, Matt Barnes rates very well.
Not surprised by that, Kevin. He brings so much energy at both ends of the floor. He does a lot of those little intangible things that don't always show up on the stat sheet.
Clippers leading by 6. Calathes kicks to Griffin. With the fadeaway. Misses off the right iron.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
And then Carter with the jam.
And that was Gortat. He usually scores, but that time set a nice screen.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Picked by Griffin. Calathes kicks to Jones. Kicks it out to Crawford. Good. That's Calathes who picks up the assist. Crawford's got his first 2 points.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Sessions with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the first. Shot clock at 6. Beal from long range. Pause with the rebound. LA's gone 4-6 from long range here early on. Calathes passes to Crawford. The dish now to Hawes. Pass to Calathes. Crawford right side. 16 feet away. Nice jump shot. Good. And now an 8-point Clipper lead.
Nick Calathes really knows how to share the sugar.
Sessions dishes to Carter. The shot is off. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
Boy, that was a gut-wrenching loss in what was a very tight game. They didn't rebound well, and I think that's what they're going to have to do much better tonight. They have to be tougher inside. I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
And Sessions kicks to Carter. The feed to Beal. Beal gets a screen from Carter. Beal the pass to Sessions. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Crawford. Shot, no good. And that does it for the first quarter. The Clippers on top. They lead by 8. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Boy, a ton of threes in that first quarter. This team really lighting it up, guys.
Yeah, it's been an onslaught from downtown.
CP3 and Jamal Crawford make the back. Spencer Hawes out there with Perry Jones. And it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Humphries, no good. Clippers leading by 8. Paul kicks to Jordan. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Spencer Hawes. The Wizards have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. It's Wall with the drive. Good on the 13-footer. Wall's got his second bucket tonight.
That's the kind of finish we've gotten used to seeing from him in the low post.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, it's interesting that Jamal Crawford has always embraced his 6th man role. He said, Coach, nobody wants to come off the bench, but if you're really about winning and sacrifice, then you have to do it. When you bring one of your top scorers off the bench, it gives your team balance. I like that when I check in the game, the other players start getting nervous, and there's no doubting it.
Thank you, Doris. Wizards trail by 3. Carter with a screen on Paul. Outside, Wall. Here's Serafin. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he got waxed. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
That free throw missing. He's off on the second.
DeAndre Jordan has always had a knack for the incredible. It usually manifests itself in his dunks or blocks. But last year he committed himself more on the defensive end, and it really made a difference for him.
Here's Kalathis. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Washington with the ball. It's a 5-point game. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
No doubt the Sacramento fans want to see their team get the game. That's a big one for the Kings.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. You think about defense, Clark, and it isn't just how many shots you block. Jordan really seemed to focus on the little things that go into being successful defensively.
And I think that's a tribute to Doc Rivers, who actually emphasized some of those little things that would help Jordan elevate his game and his team. And to Jordan's credit, he took heed and made significant improvement.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Hawes is checked in. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. And here's our rookie leaderboard, showcasing the league's highest scoring rookies since the All-Star break. And you look at Carter, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
Well, just like the rest of the guys on that list, he's a rookie basically in name only. Now, I mean, in the second half of this season, he's been playing and scoring like a veteran.
It definitely has been a short learning curve for him, Steve, especially offensively.
1:52 left in the first half of the game. Paul kicks to Griffin. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, he's sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
Now here's Pierce. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Utah Jazz. The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's Serafin. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got his third rebound tonight.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they chased down that pumpkin off.
An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Now here is Carter. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Utah Jazz.
Well, he was such a presence in the lane. He had 3 blocks, but it was more than that. It was just his force. I think he altered several shots as well.
Shot clock at 5. Pierce with it. Guarded now by Barnes. And it's Carter again missing. Los Angeles leading by 4. Paul dishes to Calathes. Paul passes to Griffin. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, his free throw numbers this year are below 70%. So when he's getting to the line, he has not been effective.
You know, his performance at the foul line this season might be the first thing he points to as a priority to improve.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
The main thing there was that he got them a 2-possession lead despite the 1 miss. And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Paul goes in, shoots a 3. Calathes no luck. Carter outside. He got it up. No good on that last second attempt there. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Clippers lead by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Some ground for you to make up, no doubt, here in the first half. What are the areas you need to improve on to get back even with them?
I think we just need to step our energy level up a little bit. We seen him moving around like we were playing underwater in the first half. Second half, we need to come out with more urgency.
Good luck in the second half. Kevin, a visibly frustrated young man.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
All right, fellas, still anyone's ball game right now. A few things from the first half. Number 1, we've done really well in limiting our turnovers. The last thing we want to do is give them extra possessions, and so far we haven't. One big reason to be encouraged is the scoring we got off turnovers. There's nothing that'll lift a team up like good defense leading to offense, and that's just the kind of lift we could use. And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits us just fine. It doesn't have to be a track meet. Coming in, we knew this team wasn't going to roll over for us. If we're going to put them away, we got to execute. Let's bear down and finish what we started.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Carter. 13 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing.
Wizards trail by 5. Taking a look at the Wizards. Carter, he's in at shooting guard. Pierce and Nene filling up the forward spots. Kevin Seraphin is out there with Wall. Good on the shot. And Los Angeles guys shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively.
John Wall at 6'4", with a 39-inch vertical leap and long arms to boot, is an elite physical specimen when it comes to the point guard position. Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Now Paul, after the missed 3 from Carter. Paul outside. Over to the wing. Barnes kicks to Redick. Paul against Wall. And Paul gets it to go in. And Wall, a blur, guys, in the open court. Perhaps, Steve, perhaps the fastest player in the league end-to-end. He is devastating in transition.
Yeah, he's so tough to stop around the rim, even in the half court. But when he gets ahead of steam going, he can get into the lane and then finish with either hand. So, man, he is tough to stop. That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
The Wizards shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
Now, collectively, this is a 73% free throw shooting team.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
Redick inside the line, up again, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, the Clippers' backcourt of Chris Paul and J.J. Redick, a great combo. But the two were bitter rivals playing in the ACC, even exchanging blows back in 2004. Redick said, "I knew he didn't like me, and I didn't like him either." Paul said it was their competitive natures that led them to clash. But guys, as teammates, they've become good friends.
Yeah, sometimes the players you hate to face make the best teammates. Thanks, Doris. Washington with the ball after Los Angeles picked up 3 with their rich shot. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Nene. Washington making some changes. Gortat's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Humphreys comes in for Nene. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Pierce. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. The pass to Redick. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Carter. Beal with it. He's picked up by Paul. Wall dishes to Beal. Carter outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark, that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
And it was nice. Just a gorgeous assist.
Really left alone that time. 6 points here for Beal.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Clippers leading by 6. Paul kicks to Griffin. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's Paul. Nice D from Wall.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Inside, here's Carter. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this, for his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And he wasn't really a flashy passer like a lot of the great playmakers you think of, but just always in control. Kind of an old school game, the one that was tremendously successful over the course of his almost 2 decades with the Utah Jazz.
Now here's Paul, averaging 19 points per contest.
You know, stretching back to the break, here's how the Wizards have performed. First in field goal percentage, first in fewest turnovers per game, and they're number 1 in opponent scoring. They don't allow teams to get into a rhythm offensively, and thus they're able.
is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
Here's Paul. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Kicks to Jordan. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Crawford passes to Griffin. Goes to the fadeaway and cans it. Griffin's got 11.
And the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Wizards trail by 6.
You know, it's interesting to look at the relationship between Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. Blake, the unquestioned top dog until CP3 arrived 3 seasons ago, and Paul, of course, such a vocal leader. I think it's taken them some time to find the balance in that dynamic.
Good. 8 points here for Beal.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here's Paul, and it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
And while we have a chance to do so, let's take a look at some of the numbers for Blake Griffin. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games, dominating the glass in his trademark fashion.
Yeah, and all the rebounds he's been getting in those games have had a cumulative effect on the opponent. I mean, he'll wear you down physically and mentally with that rebounding work.
That's good. Let's now take a look at some league leaders with the rundown of the best passing big men in the NBA over the past month. 4th, Blake Griffin.
Well, it takes tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of that low post area.
Absolutely, Steve. I mean, these fellas play in the high traffic area on the court, so the passing lanes for them are than they are out on the perimeter. Not nearly as much room.
Beal gets a screen from Carter. The 11-footer, not as good in the Los Angeles leads, cut down to 4 on the bucket from Beal.
This has been a different kind of game here in the second half. I thought both clubs a little slow in the first.
No question, but they're really going at it now.
Here's Calathis. He dishes it to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Chris Humphries comes up with the rebound. Carter on the wing, defended by Jones. Carter against Jones. Fades and shoots. Here's Gortat, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Now just a 2-point Clipper lead.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
Calathis. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Clippers.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Now here is Carter. He's got 15. Porter kicks to Carter. And too long on the shot.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. And that's an understatement.
Outside, Jones. No good on the 3. Wizards trail by 4. Here's Porter. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Crawford. Rebound, Washington.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Here's Carter. And he gets it to go from the high post. Carter's got 17. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Calathis. They set the pick. Jones for 3. Good. Great play by Calathis to set it up. Calathis has got 3 assists in the game.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Offensive rebound. Gortat dishes to Beal. Carter outside. Carter sets the pick for Beal. Passes it to Carter. Feeds to Porter. There's the three. And the Wizards hit again from deep. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Clippers ahead, leading by just 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And now a brief chance to view our State Farm assist of the game. It's 1 of 7 terrific assists on the night from Paul.
And what you love about his ability to pass the ball, Kevin, is that it just seems so natural to him, so fluid. He's always in control, understanding where
Los Angeles has gone 6 of 14 with the 3-ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for the Clippers right now, CP3 at point with Redick there at the back. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan, and it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. Wizards trail by 5. Wall gets a screen from Carter. Wall passes to Carter. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 6 assists here tonight.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Here's Jordan. A second chance effort. And he lays it up and in. And the Clippers lead by 4.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
And Wall kicks to Carter. Pass to Pierce. Back to Carter. 6 to shoot. Here's Wall. And Washington again with the bucket.
That's a big basket there, and you can expect him to be very involved and aggressive the rest of the way.
LA's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Now here's Paul. Now Griffin inside. Redick for 3. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 3 rebounds now in this one. All with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Redick with it. Paul outside. He kicks it to Redick. Nene against Jordan. Paul outside. He feeds it to Redick. Paul against Wall. There's the 3. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Wall dishes to Carter. Pass to Seraphin. He nails it, and we're tied up.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Now here's Paul. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Wall passes to Carter to take the lead. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Deflects the pass. Oh, and here comes Wall all alone. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And you've got to wonder just how big those points are going to be. A swing like that can decide a game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it does decide this game, Clark. That's a huge swing there.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the bucket by the Wizards. Paul against Wall. Barnes screen on Wall to stop the run, and the jumper is on the mark. Reddick's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, bad timing. Now is not the time to be giving him that shot.
And Wall kicks to Nene. Puts up the baby hook. They get it again. Wall dishes to Nene. Another one falls for Washington.
A big part of this run here has been their ability to hit from mid-range, guys. I mean, that's unique.
Yeah, and some players and teams even shy away from that mid-range jumper, but this team seems to have it dialed in from that range.
Here's Paul, following the basket by Nene. Reddick passes to Paul, just 4 to shoot. Looking to get back on track here.
You know, it's interesting. Chris Paul possessing great quickness, and yet his natural inclination is not to push the pace. He tends to prefer to operate in the half court, running the pick and roll.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to shoot well.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
And both free throws good from Paul.
Well, you can count on him, can't you? He seems to knock down free throws consistently all game long.
And it's Carter penetrating. Carter left side. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Carter's got 11 points here in just the second half. You talk about Paul's preference to play in the half. Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan Clark tend to flourish in the open floor.
And to me, Kevin, it's really about finding that balance, the right balance. But a good sign for the Clippers has been Blake's development as a half-court offensive weapon. He's shooting it better facing the basket. He's shooting it better with his back to the basket. And he's making his free throws at a higher rate. So that lends itself to being a little more effective in the half court.
Good observation. To the left wing. Dishes to Barnes. Lock at 6. Paul kicks to Barnes. Off target from outside.
Good rebound there, but overall they're getting outworked on the glass.
Steve, I think that's what you'd expect, seeing what the score is.
Now here's Pierce. Carter outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now it's an 8-point Washington lead.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Here's Reddick. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Talk about some great numbers for Reddick. He's got 19 points. And talk about the 3-ball for him. Wow, unbelievable from long distance.
Yeah, you are right, Clark. I mean, it's been fireworks from deep. He's just so dangerous out there.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
Now here's Wall. There's the dish to Pierce. The feed to Carter. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Carter's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Tell you what, once he gets going like this, forget about it.
Well, he's in the zone, Steve. I mean, you've been there. Every time he touches the orange, he's looking to score.
Here's Barnes. Ball outside. Fires for 3. Washington with the rebound. Carter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Over to the wing. Pierce kicks to Seraphin. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Wall. Here we go now. Here's Carter. It's a big high bounce and goes in. Carter's got 30 points.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Paul dishes to Redick. And there's a whistle. There's a foul. That's going to go on the dude. That is his first.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
1:16 left in the fourth quarter of this one. There's the pass to Paul. The tray. And he gets it to go.
I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half.
We've got 1:08 left in the fourth. Wizards leading by 8. And it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession. Nene kicks to Carter. Unloads from 13. The Clippers grab the miss. Redick passes to Barnes. Kicks it out to Paul. Redick for 3. And the rebound goes to Nene.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Wall gets a screen from Carter. Wall dishes to Carter. Another one falls for Washington.
Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitor.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question, it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. And they go to the intentional foul for the Clippers. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Hawes. Barnes comes in for Perry Jones. And Paul subbed in for Nick Calathis. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Matt Barnes.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
Defensive foul. Matt Barnes. That's his second personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for the Wizards.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
Both teams deciding to change it up. "19 seconds. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline.
Congratulations on the win and leading the way in terms of the points production. How were you able to create shots for yourself?
Yo, that's my number one skill, you know what I'm saying? Create shots for myself. Yo, I got moves on moves on moves, you feel me? Yo, I can sneeze, and then Finn is gonna break his ankle trying to get me a tissue. That's why I lead the team in scoring.
Albeit grudgingly. I will admit tonight you were the master puppeteer. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.